Hello, I'm here to share a practice of doing a little bit of art in a slow way. I was inspired by my friend Anna, who asked me if I would be willing to share something about going slow. And yeah, I think it's something I weave a lot into my classes anyways, but it might be nice just to do a little practice together to explore what it's like to go slow. So all you need is some kind of art material. So it could even be just a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, um, crayons, colored pencils, pens, markers, watercolor. Yeah, just go ahead and gather that and have it with you. And whatever you feel drawn to. And whenever you have that, I'll just pause for a second. We'll just take a moment to connect with our bodies and our intention for this practice. So you're welcome to have your eyes open or closed. If they're open, I suggest orienting to something in your space or outside your space that feels pleasant or neutral, something that feels resourcing. And if you want to close your eyes, you're welcome to do that too. And we'll just take a moment to see even the idea of moving slowly can stir up some different feelings, different sensations, different ideas. So just kind of notice already what it feels like to even consider doing something slow. And also just to feel that we're going to be doing something creative, which also can bring up different feelings. So just noticing anything that might be there around that. And if you're feeling that anywhere in particular in your body or any particular way, and just take a moment to notice what's there already and kind of just be with that. Notice how you might like to be with that. It could be by putting a hand for support or taking a breath, some kind of movement, and just acknowledgement. I see you. And whether your eyes are open or closed, I invite you to also now take a moment to feel if you might like to connect with whatever you're sitting upon, letting your body slowly experience that settling of being held by whatever's supporting you, so you can also lean back. Sometimes a breath might emerge in this moment, and just let yourself, if it feels good, receive a bit of your support. And already this may have been a bit slower than you've been in your day, like already just this couple minutes might be a great slowing down of your earlier pace before you sat down. And we're just going to ask ourselves as we sit here and settle, if there's anything that's happened today or the last few days, nothing really big, just any little thing or any experience you had um, that's kind of still in a process of completion. Like it's not, yeah, maybe it just didn't get the time or it was just something you went through that you want to reflect on or bring a little more attention to. A conversation you had, something you learned about. Yeah, it could really be anything that just kind of piques your interest that it might like a little more attention. And if there's nothing, then that's okay too. But we can sometimes bring these things that might be up for us into our place of our creative muse or something that's inspiring our art, our expression, our creativity. So you can If you have had your eyes closed, you can start to orient to opening them really slowly and not even looking at the screen yet, just even checking out your space. And slowly kind of make your way down your attention to your supplies, whatever they are. And we're going to slowly acquire them in our hands. So you don't have to move at like an incremental pace, but just notice if there's a way you usually move. Maybe just slowing it down a little bit and seeing how that feels. And of course, yeah, there might be things that come up when you slow down. So just noticing that. And gently holding whatever it is that you're wanting to give a little attention to. You don't have to focus on it too hard. Letting yourself slowly bring that into form through your hand, through whatever instrument you have. So holding your paper, whatever you have, bringing your instrument, your brush, your pen, your pencil to the paper and just letting slow movements emerge. Really following whatever feels natural to you. And supporting yourself in any other way. As you might notice, my hand's on my heart. Like I just noticed that, oh, that feels good right now. I'm supporting my body and I'm moving my other hand really slowly. Taking the time to notice even what comes up as you make a mark. And when we go slower, we have an opportunity to maybe notice more than we noticed another time, or we usually notice. Like I'm noticing, oh, I can hear the sound my brush is making on the paper. So I'm going a little slower and I'm noticing, yeah, the movement is evolving in a certain way, the shape that's emerging, partly because of my pace. I'm noticing, oh, I'm kind of tracing the same line over and over because I'm going slower. There's a way that I'm being more present with it, and it's kind of bringing a deeper level of enjoyment of the actual physical process of paint going on paper. So for yourself, notice what's coming up as you make a mark, as you let your body move, as you bring form to a formless blank page space. And you're welcome to stay in touch if it feels good to your breath, to your support, whatever you're sitting on. And anything that might be arising as you make this shape. And like I said, you don't have to hold on too tight to whatever you wanted to bring as your creative muse, whatever experience you might want to honor with this little painting or drawing. Just kind of keep it in the back of your awareness. And if you are using color, just being really trusting of yourself, that you are being drawn to exactly the colors that are perfect for this moment in exactly the way that feels natural And letting yourself slow down even more than you might usually in between the transitions between colors or between lines, between places on the paper. Letting yourself feel what is it like when I know I moving towards another color? What is it like when something in me knows I'm wanting to make some other shape or I want to go to this other part of the paper? Like what's happening in me when I get that guidance from myself? There's so much that can arise when we're doing such a simple practice. It's really profound. I keep finding that over and over my whole life, especially the last couple decades of really being more connected with my art process. Like, wow, every time I sit down, there's something here. There's something more to be aware of. There's something to see in myself. Um, it's simultaneously so familiar and also so new at the same time. So I'm constantly in awe of all creative expressions for those reasons. Music, dance. Um, we learn so much about ourselves when we engage with them. And especially when we can slow down and find new levels of presence with ourselves and with things that maybe are so familiar, but we slowing down helps us to experience them in a new way. So we're not going to stay with this for too long, just a quick practice. Um, you're welcome to keep going after. But I just wanted to invite these opportunities for little practices and how profound they can be. Sometimes we think we need like an hour, but even a few minutes, slowing down, being with ourselves, can be very effective, deepening our connection with our lives. So please push pause if you would like to keep going with whatever you're doing. And let yourself kind of come to a natural moment of completion if you're feeling that. And we'll just take a moment to be with whatever emerged. And you can again gently bring in the theme that was arising within you at the beginning. Maybe something you're bringing more attention to, some experience you had that you're wanting to maybe just have another step of completion or understanding, whatever it was. And if it wasn't even a mental thing, just whatever feeling you were following. And now we take some moments to slowly be with what emerged. And it's art can be kind of like a self-divination process, as if we were picking a oracle card or a tarot card or a rune and we were looking at it. Instead of going to a guidebook that someone else wrote or that's connected to a lineage of symbology that other people have uncovered, which is so beautiful, so amazing that we have those. When we paint something, we draw something, we're really like looking back into our own um, glossary of symbols, of colors, of meanings, of shapes, of things that mean something to us, and just how they relate to our body in the moment, like our life experiences shift the ways that we see in the world and especially see the things that emerge from us. So we'll take this moment to slowly, again, bringing in that quality. Thank you, Anna. for helping me remember to be more present with that, to slowly even rotate your drawing, your painting, and let yourself experience it from different angles. And that can just also bring more insight to what's here. And sometimes there might not be a clear answer. You might just simply have needed to have the experience of being present with it and letting your body stop for a few moments and let an image come out of you. Other times, there might be some kind of story that this creation is already starting to tell in in your heart, in your awareness. So I'll share mine as an example. Mine is like a part of a circle, and it felt really good to continuously paint that curve over and over. And the colors are very similar. I think I used 3 different pigments. They're very similar. And so when I look at this, I was reflecting on just completing a 4-day training. That's part of 8 modules, and I'm halfway through now. So I'm like, oh, I've got I've got some of the circle. Like this is kind of, I feel like, oh, this is the training that I've done. And there's still more. And that's off the page. That's completely unknown. What that's going to be like. And that's not what I have to even think about right now. But what my painting's showing me is like, here's what, just be with what's already here. Be with what I have this, and here it is. And so, yeah, even with these simple lines, and that's just being with it, as you've seen just briefly, there's already some um, peace that I feel to see this and to realize, oh yeah, just be with what's already here, what I've already done. I have time to integrate that. So notice whatever yours is sharing with you. And again, if it's not clear, if it's just kind of like there's not even a feeling there, that's okay. Something about the process, I very much believe is still very powerful and helpful. And it may be something that you'd like to return to again in your own way. You can listen to this again, or you can just do it by yourself. You could do it shorter than we did or longer. And you could even go slower. I probably would have liked to go even like really slow, but I don't want the recording to be too long. So you can play with the pace that feels good to you. Um, you can also play with closing and opening your eyes. Um, yeah, just different ways to shift what could be a very habitual experience into something with more awareness and more presence in the transition, in the movement. Um, and yeah, just taking a moment to have appreciation and gratitude for yourself to show up and to have a little dance with the unknown, with the mystery. That's what, when we make art, music, we don't always know what's going to come out, even creative writing, free writing. When we start dancing to a song, like we don't always know what's in there. And so sometimes it can be surprising. Make sure you can resource yourself. If something did emerge that's showing you, oh, wow, there's something that wants more attention, or there's something really tender, you can find a way to really care for yourself and maybe even do another drawing to express the feelings that are coming, or to just, again, feel yourself held by where you are, either giving yourself some comforting touch or a hug, or orienting to your space and just for a moment finding something that feels settling or nourishing, and just letting your body kind of be with that for a moment. Um, but thank you so much for listening and your practice. And feel free to share any questions. And I have a membership space where we gather 2 times a month virtually online. And I guide through various themes through the painting process through the body. And I also do one-on-one sessions and sometimes special rituals around the new and full moon, and other times 5 or 6 weeks courses based on different themes that I feel inspired to explore with others. So thank you for being here, and I hope that the practice was fruitful for you in some way.